Okay, welcome to another episode of Black Atlas Goings On. My name is Kenny, aka Black Atlas, and today we are going to be baking. Today we are going to be making a favorite of lots of people. Today we are going to be making soft pretzels, homemade soft pretzels. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and go through the ingredients, and then let's go ahead and go through the process step by step. So the first ingredient we need is a cup and a half of warm water. And then we are going to need just one of those little packets of active dry yeast, rapid dry yeast, fast dry yeast, packets of yeast. Then we need 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. We're going to need 2 tablespoons of butter. And this is the same butter I always use, the Kerrygold garlic and herb butter. We need a half a teaspoon of salt. Then we need 5 cups of flour. And we're also going to be mixing in 8 ounces of cheddar cheese to make these cheese pretzels. And that's going to be 8 ounces of shredded cheddar cheese. So that's where we are right now. Let's go ahead and get through the process step by step. Okay, so step 1, we got to activate the yeast. So we are going to take the 1.5 cups of warm water. Go ahead and put that in a bowl. Then we are going to take our packet of yeast. Put that in a bowl. Mix it around a little bit. Okay, we have the yeast mixed around a little bit, so we are going to let that sit for about 5 to 8 minutes, and then we'll come back and move on to the next step. Okay, so the yeast has been activated in the warm water. I did also put the brown sugar in there off camera. I actually meant to do that on camera, but my bad. So what we are going to do is we are going to go ahead and add the half a teaspoon of salt. And the 2 tablespoons of butter. And like I said, this is the Kerrygold's garlic and herb butter. We're going to go ahead and mix that up. And then we're going to start folding in the flour about a cup at a time. So I did go ahead and mix the 8 ounces of cheese in with the flour. I don't know if you can see the little cheese speckles. Maybe, maybe not. Okay. But we're going to start mixing this in around a cup at a time, just little by little. And then once I get that done, we will move on to the next step. Action. All right, so what we have now, we have a dough that is formed. It is a shaggy dough. So we are going to just knead. There it is in all its glory. We're going to just knead for about 5 minutes or so to just make sure the cheese and everything is incorporated. And just fold everything in. And then after that, we're going to let it sit for a few minutes. Not necessarily to rise, but just to rest for a few minutes. And then we'll go ahead and cut it into 12 pieces so that way we can make a dozen pretzels. So I will see y'all back here after I let it ride. Okay, so we got our area cleaned up some. We mixed all of the ingredients in there. We got the flour in there, mixed 1 cup at a time. And then we got the dough to be a nice, good dough after kneading it on a floured surface. So now what we are doing is we are going to go ahead and let this sit in here, and we're going to cover it with a kitchen towel for about 10 minutes. Not necessarily to let it rise, but just to let everything come together. So we are going to let it sit for about 10 minutes, and then we'll come back and cut it into pieces for it to roll out into pretzels. Okay, so it did rise just a little bit. So what we are going to do now is we are going to go ahead and get this rolled out and cut into 12 pieces so that way we can go ahead and make some pretzels. So let's get some flour down for a little bit of it. And let's get a knife. Get my slicer. And so first we're just going to go ahead and cut it down the middle. Then we are going to go ahead and cut these in half. And then we're going to cut these in thirds. And I'll be back when I'm done that to show you the rest. Okay, so now we have them into little cone shapes, and then we are going to go ahead and roll them out. And they are going to be roughly about 18 inches. And then we will go ahead and get them twisted. There's a few ways you can roll it out. You can roll it out in the air like I'm doing right now and just let gravity take its toll. Or you can lay it down, roll it out this way. This seems easier for me. So whichever way is easier for you, that's the way that you do it. All right. And there we are. We are about at 18 inches. So what we're going to do is we are going to take the two ends, bring them across each other, and then we are going to put them down on the other side like that, and then just pinch them. And then there you are, pretzel. And then I'm going to put them on the tray until we move to the next step. So I will see y'all after I'm done all these and we move on to the next step. Okay, so here are all of the pretzels folded in pretzel-like. Each one looks unique because pretzels are never folded the same way. So I bet you're wondering why this pot of water is here. So we're going to have to blanch them before we bake them. So we have 8 cups of water here that we are bringing to a boil. And then we have a half a cup of baking soda, not baking powder, baking soda. So we are going to go ahead and put this in there. And it bubbles up a little bit. And then we're going to continue to bring this to a boil. And once it's time to blanch the pretzels, I'm going to come back because we're only going to put them in there for about 20 seconds each. And so that will make them puff up a little bit and get ready for the oven. So I'll see you when it's time to blanch. Okay, so we have our water and baking soda up to a boil. So we are going to go ahead and start blanching these pretzels. So like I said, we're going to only put them in there for about 20 seconds each. Actually, we'll just go ahead and grab them by hand and then we'll pull them out with the spatulas. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And they have puffed up. And then we will go ahead and put some pink smoked sea salt on them. I think my batteries are dying. But I will come back to y'all once I am done with the rest of these pretzels. Okay, let's go ahead and get these last two out of here. And let's get them salted. And we have the oven preheating to 400 degrees. So once that is preheated, we will get them put in. So I'll be right back once it's preheated. Okay, so we are at that stage now where we are going to go ahead and get them put in the oven. Here is what they look like after they have been blanched and after they have been salted. So let's go ahead and put them in the oven. They're going to be in there about 20 minutes or so. So make sure you keep an eye on the time because about halfway through, you're going to want to go ahead and you're going to rotate the tray so that way the front is in the back and the back is in the front. So let's get these put in and we'll see y'all in about 20 minutes. Okay, so the pretzels are done. They are brown and they look amazing. So I am going to go ahead and get them out of the oven and get them on these cooling racks. Let them cool some and then we'll get that taste test in. And here they are. So let's go ahead and get them on this cooling rack. Okay, they have cooled. So let's go ahead and get that taste test in. They look delicious. They even have some cracks in them. The bottom still had some of the butcher paper stuck on there, so in the future I will not use butcher paper. Inside of the pretzel is soft. You can definitely taste the salt. Tastes good. All in all, that was definitely a good recipe. If you end up trying this at home, please let me know. All in all, that was a good recipe. Tastes delicious. Nice soft pretzels. Just don't use butcher paper when you're baking it because it gets stuck to the bottom. So you'll have to peel that off. Other than that, this has been Black Atlas Goings On, homemade soft pretzels with Kenny, aka Black Atlas. And make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe, and I will comment back to you. And until the next video, I'll catch y'all on the flip side.